Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like first of all to thank the moderator of this meeting for giving me the opportunity to address a distinguished audience here today. It is an honor for me. Thank you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Nuramdiani from the Radiology Study Program of Al-Islam Polytechnic Bandung. And on this occasion, I would like to present the result of my study. The title of my presentation is Reduction of Organ Absorbed Dose and Cancer Risk through Optimizing the Use of Projection in Diagnostic X-ray Examination. Next, introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that the use of various radiology modalities continues to grow in clinical application in medicines? Data show that in Indonesia, the use of radiological imaging modalities in field of health is quite high. As quote from the Bapeten website, as of November 2022, there are 5,385 licenses for the use of facilities in diagnostic and interventional radiology, 20 construction and operation licenses for use in radiotherapy, and 19 construction and operation licenses for use in nuclear medicines. Diagnostic examination are performed with as little radiation exposure as possible to provide good quality imaging. But however, even though radiation exposure is kept to a minimum, diagnostic radiology examination still involve potential risks such as carcinogenic effect and genetic effect. Because diagnostic radiology examination use ionizing radiation X-ray can ionize the material they pictured. Choosing the right projection in a diagnostic examination can help reduce patient dose acceptance. There are various projections commonly used in diagnostic radiology examination, including anterior-posterior or AP, posterior-anterior or PA, lateral, and oblique projection. So the purpose of this study was to calculate and compare the estimated organ absorbed dose, cancer risk due to X-ray radiation exposure with different projection in abdominal and lumbar examination, and the dose received by gonad or woman and man in different projection examination. It is hoped that appropriate projection can be found to enforce radiation protection, especially in terms of reducing organ absorbed dose and cancer risk. Next, material and method. The studied X-ray examination in this study investigated included abdominal examination with AP and PA projection, and lumbar spine examination with AP, RPO, and LPO projection. The following picture show the direction of the beam on examination. The left one is AP abdominal, the mid one is PA abdominal, and the right one is AP lumbar. For the LPO and LPO projection cannot be shown here, but the incident beam is directed from an inclination of about 45 degrees toward the patient box. Next. The X-ray examination in this study involved patients aged 25 until 40 years who had a standardized height of 176 centimeters and body weight of 73 kg for men and 163 centimeters and 60 kg for women. The exposure factor like X-ray tube voltage, tube current, exposure time, SID, and radiation field size associated with each projection were as shown in table 1 below. Determination of this exposure factor refers to the available examination technique in bone rangers and Lampix nanoscopes. For the calculation of absorbed dose and received cancer risk associated with different projection, an analytical simulation study was carried out. So to achieve this goal, the CalDOS-X software based on the Monte Carlo program was used, which was developed by Brazilian scientist. He is Richard Kramer. This software makes it possible to calculate important physical quantities in X-ray diagnostic based on the output parameters of the X-ray tube used using the Monte Carlo methods. Next. The result and discussion. In Table 2 in below show a comparison of the absorbed dose from the organ or tissue which is significantly different for each projection associated with the different X-ray examination projection. According to the result of this study, a significant reduction in absorbed radiation dose and reduction in radiation risk was observed more in the PA position than in the AP position for abdominal radiograph. This is proven by data showing that PA projection causes 54 until 100% of the absorbed dose per organ of the colon wall, liver, ovaries for women, testicle in men, pancreas, and small intestine wall lower than AP projection. A comparison of projection on lumbar spine examination also show that the AP projection produced a higher absorbed dose than the oblique projection. And further analysis show that the LPO projection compared to RPO projection caused the absorbed dose to the colon wall, kidney, pancreas, and prostate organ in men to decrease by 50.35%, 29.65%, 72.30%, and 2.22% respectively. Meanwhile, the bladder, liver, ovaries for women, small intestine wall, and uterus woman organ have increased. Next. And the following table 3 also illustrates a comparison of cancer risk of different X-ray examination for male and female patients. The different cancer risk estimated are largely based on the dose absorbed by the various organ or tissues exposed on examination, some of which are presented in the previous table 2. In abdominal examination, the risk reduction of cancer incidence occur with the use of PA projection for men and women was 35.38% and 50.92% respectively, and the risk of reduction of cancer death caused by radiation exposure for men and women was 28.29% and 36.38% respectively. As for overall risk of cancer incidence, reserved for lumbar vertebral examination, the use of the LPO projection is lower than the RPO projection, namely 39.9% for men and 45.35% for women. Next. In table 4, the dose received by the gonad in various position of the abdominal and lumbar spine are shown separately for men and women. The dose received by the gonad can be used to estimate the hereditary risk arising from radiation for men and women of reproductive age. Use of the PA position rather than the AP can result in female ovarian dose reduction on abdominal radiograph by 54.36% and a male testicle dose reduction by almost 100%. On lumbar vertebral examination, an additional dose to ovaries to women occurred in the LPO projection, and there was no observed value of the absorbed dose of the testis in men, which was measured on the oblique projection examination. Next. And the conclusion, the recommended projection whenever possible for abdominal X-ray examination is the PA rather than the AP projection. And the projection suggested for radiograph of the lumbar spine better take into account the need of the examination, taking into account the level of sensitivity and organ location, sex, and age at exposure. But from the study, it is strongly suggested that further research is needed to review the estimated organ absorption dose the risk of cancer due to radiation exposure, and the risk of death by carrying out examination using projection pair between AP and PA, LPO and RAO, RPO and LAO, LLAT and RLAT. Next, and finally, the following are some of the references used in this research. Next. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my entire presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.